Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back in the studio again with another great episode for you. And you already know who I got with me. It's your boy, Mr.
I feel like y'all forgot my name, like my actual name, but it's going to be Donovan today.
Donovan. Okay, we have Don Lamar Jackson with us today.
Ooh, whoa.
Oh, my bad. I got the government. My fault. Bro. Yeah, my bad. Exclusive.
It's a... Do what y'all will with that information.
Right. Yeah, do what y'all will with that information. He don't use it anyway.
Nah.
Yes. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special episode coming for you guys again. You already know, another week, another good message for you guys. And for today's topic, we're going to talk about forgiveness. I feel that everybody in the world needs forgiveness. And bro, I know this is actually a topic you wanted to talk about.
Yes.
So, I'm glad to get to it and to jump into it. We don't have a very special guest today, but we do have a very special sponsor today. Today's sponsor is Adam from Adam Mentors. Please check out Adam. He's a very, very amazing spiritual guide. He will give you chakra readings, human design readings. He does tarot cards. Also has classes in Atlanta and the Las Vegas area from time to time. So make sure to keep out with Vegas vibrations. They'll bring you Adam from Adam Mentors. So please make sure you check out Adam. Very, very amazing man. Love him to death. And I need another class from him honestly real soon because I need some vibrations raised very, very soon. But so let's go ahead and jump into it, bro. So let's go ahead and start off by talking about forgiveness. So let's just get a generic definition from you on what do you believe forgiveness is? What is forgiveness in your eyes?
That's an interesting topic because that's the part of the reason why I brought it up. Because I was at church and pastor was saying like, what is the true like God type of forgiveness? And it's not holding something over somebody's head. Right. Whether it doesn't matter like what they did to you, and in the relevance to that type of setting, it's like okay, before Jesus died, everybody was like fucking up and shit like that, but he still gave his life to buy everybody in, no matter what their sin was. Right, exactly. So not holding that over their head in like some sort of negative fashion. Now, what I thought about it, what it was before was more so just, essentially it's that, but I would say just choosing not to, how do I want to say it? Like, not...
Like, dwelled.
Yeah, not trying to dwell on what it is. Like, still hold it accountable, but not, like, taking away the love that I have for that person, or whether it's basic or, more in-depth type of connectional love. Right. But I'm not gonna hold that against somebody, you know what I mean?
Right. No, I fully hear you right there, and I think that was always like one of the definitions I have for forgiveness was like not taking that love away for something that occurred, you know? And I feel like that is something that happens in life right now, definitely in, I don't know what type of world we're living right now, this super dark world, but you see quotes all the time of, fuck them, they trade you wrong and I'll never forget, or, all these quotes of like people's pretty much saying I'm gonna hold this grudge for my whole life, and I don't believe that's like nowhere near forgiveness. No, I think that's terrible, I think that's really bad.
Yeah, and it's everywhere. It's kind of sickening to,
it is,
randomly just go on your feed and you got like 5 fucking reels or TikToks in a row that's like, oh, no, fuck them, or they should have done this if blah, blah, blah.
Right,
but
exactly.
Like, I feel like at a certain point, you kind of have to realize that everybody has their own shit that they're going through, and there's more likely than not a reason for everybody's behavior. Right. No matter what it is. Like, granted, you shouldn't stand up for it if it's toxic towards you, but you should still come from a place of understanding, you know what I mean?
Right. No, I truly believe you on that one, stand up for yourself, but like you said, come from a place of understanding, Yeah. And that's why I think a lot of people skip that idea of finding the understanding, Yeah. They get so stuck in the what happened, but they don't ever think about the why. And I think that's one thing that can really help a lot of people forgive a lot of situations if they actually just sit back and focus on the why, And Lil Wayne has a song out there, which I love it. I love the verse he says. It's not even him. It's like, I don't know who audio he edited, but he says, Lord, let them see that my intentions were good. You know, please don't let me be misunderstood.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what a lot of trouble comes in life. You know, a lot of things come from misunderstandings.
Yeah.
You know, like, my intentions were good. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. I was just saying what I felt like you needed to hear.
Yeah.
Or, I was doing the best action for my family. You know, I hate that it hurt you, but I had to help out my moms or whatever it had to be. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good way to start. So let's go ahead and lead into one of my first questions then is, what is forgiving another? Like, what do you see? Like, how do you forgive another? Actually, yes. Can we swap that?
Yeah.
Why do you forgive another?
So, and this is where I feel like my natural kind of good heart came from, because like from a very young age, like for some reason I just understood that like, a lot of these bad people, or quote unquote bad people,
right?
There's a story behind it.
There's a story behind it.
Yeah, like let's say
like the villain story.
The villain story, especially with like, recently how like, the villain would just be a bad dude for some reason, but then now you have these villain arcs to understand why they are the way they are, which creates like a more humanistic feel to it.
For the villain, exactly.
So for me, it was like, why did I do it? Because it's like, I feel like everybody should be understood to a degree, and I feel like the reason why they're doing things to where other people don't forgive them is because they're not being heard or made to understand to a degree. Right. So like I try to forgive the people that do wrong by me, just because like, most of the time, like, you had a rough family upbringing,
right?
And unfortunately you didn't have like the space or maybe just a situation that kind of geared you towards like
a different
healthy
route.
Way. Yeah. And it's sad to see, but like, fucking finding those people or finding those people that like, you actually give them a chance, even if they already proved you wrong, or you heard from somebody else that they're not the best person, but like, they didn't do wrong by me yet, and if they did, then it's like, it's probably a reason for it.
Right.
But I don't.
No.
Yeah, go into it, because I think I have like a follow-up type of.
Oh yeah, no, you're perfect, bro. But I do see what you're saying right there. The idea of, like you said, everybody's human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because one of my favorite quotes is somebody's in therapy because they know you. You're the villain in somebody's story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you may feel like a good guy, but in that person's eyes, you're an evil person. You know what I'm saying? Because you cheated on them, or you didn't give them all their change back, or you scored the winning touchdown when the pass went to them, whatever it could be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel that a lot of people just hold on to the feeling, and that's one thing I feel that the reason we need to forgive others is to let go of that feeling of being mad at somebody.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't bring nothing good. I keep saying one of my favorite quotes. So I have a lot of favorite quotes, as you see. But Paul Sika said this quote, holding a grudge to another is like drinking poison and hoping that the other person dies.
Yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that's like the ultimate forgiveness quote, definitely toward another person, because a lot of people, like I said, they hold this anger toward somebody who took their position, or took their girl or whatever. But it's like, you being mad at this person isn't slowing their roll. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not stopping their day. It's not making them lose sleep at night. Like, it's making you lose sleep though. You know, it's messing up your role. It's messing up your mindset. It's messing up your thoughts and your energy. And that's why you have to I feel you have to forgive others, because you have to let go of that energy that you're holding on to.
Right.
So that's why I feel about it.
So within that, right, I was going to say, okay, if the end goal is to, forgive people, right, I feel like it kind of gets in a gray area for like the timing in which you do it.
Yes.
Like, what do you think about the timing? Because like some people feel like they just need to forgive like that, but like, how do you force forgiveness? It's like you still have those feelings inside, and it's like, yeah, you may know that you have to forgive at some point, but like that shit still hurts, and you're still trying to figure out how to mentally get there of letting that shit go.
Right.
So do you think it should be fast, slow, or do you even think there should be a time limit at all?
I feel, everybody has their own time limit, because let's look at it this way. For example, a dog. You know what I'm saying? If a dog goes and does something that it's not supposed to do, you give the dog a whooping. Yeah, it may stay away for about 2 seconds, but at some point it's going to have what we call amnesia, and it's going to let it go and forgive you because, it's not trying to be mad at you, or a baby. You know what I'm saying? You can take something out of the baby's hand or smack his hand and make it cry, whatever, but at some point it's going to love you right back again like nothing happened and let it all go.
Naturally.
Naturally, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we're naturally made to forgive, you know what I'm saying? Like we're naturally made to have messes and clean them up and go from there. But yeah, I think everybody has their own time frame because everybody's minds work differently.
Right.
Me personally, I tell myself all the time that this is a human experience. Everybody's unique, everybody's different, and that just makes it so I look at people differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, or not look at people. I have this eye for people differently. I'm not looking at somebody as in they're out to get me or nothing like that. I'm looking at this person's doing the best they can for their life. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to be human. Right. And yeah, some people are cold-blooded, or however you want to say it. But it's like, when do you let it go? Like, why? That's my thing, is why hold on to it? What is the benefit of holding on to anger?
Right.
Because when I'm mad or I'm upset and I'm mad at somebody, I can't sleep as well. I lose my appetite. My head hurts. You know what I'm saying? My body doesn't react the way I want it to. I feel I'm slow. I feel I'm not catching stuff I usually catch.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like...
Exactly that.
And I think one of these things I've always been saying to myself is I'm done letting people have that power over me. You know what I'm saying? I'm done letting people know that, I can say this to mess this day up. No, you can't. You can't do that no more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that power over me to say these words and make me feel shame of myself, And I think that's what I'm getting to the point of maybe you did it for the best intentions or whatever it is, but me personally, I just can't do it because it's not good for me personally.
Right.
It hurts me more than whatever you think it's doing. It's hurting me more.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, I have to let it go so I can stop being sad, mad, depressed, whatever it is it causes me. You know. So, but how do you feel about that? What do you think about the timing of forgiveness? Like, how long should you forgive somebody?
I mean, I feel like you just take it at its own pace because you still have to take the time to try to understand, and there's situations where you can't understand, but it's like, I don't want to say it's just your own timing of letting those emotions go, but you can't force your emotions to leave on the dot like that, especially if it's something disrespected. So I guess it's something dealing with disrespect. So that kind of leads me to another follow-up question is okay, how do you feel when somebody messes up but they're pressing you to just forgive them on their time? You know what I mean? And since I was put in that situation a couple times, it's like, yo, I'm still trying to process all that shit, and you pressing me to work on your time, when it's something that you did, it's like, okay, that's gonna push me a little bit further away, and it's like, okay, not that it's saying it's less likely for me to forgive you, but it's like now you're kind of putting another mark on me because it's like, yo, I'm trying to figure out, whether I forgive you or not, are you healthy for me? Right. And I have to take that time to process. Right. And whatever decision I come up with, that's my end goal for forgiveness in a sense. It's like, okay, I understand that you did this, you feel bad, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, if it kept happening and stuff like this, it's like, okay, I'll forgive you, but the relationship changes. Right. You know, I don't work on your time, you trying to press me. And then at the fact of, maybe you keep doing the same thing over and over. It's like, why should I just forget about that so quickly? Because at that point, I feel like I'm hurting myself, and then I have to not only forgive you, but forgive myself for keep allowing that shit to happen. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think that goes back to kind of what I said a few moments ago, is taking your power back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it actually led to my next question of forgive and forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is truly forgiving? Can you truly forgive and forget? And I don't believe that's plausible. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's possible.
I don't think it's possible humanistically.
Humanistically, no. Not as a human, no. Like, because we have too much memory. You know, we have these... You know, as a human, we're designed to know we're designed to stay away from what burnt us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You touched the fire that one time, I bet you a dub. Y'all never touch a hot pan or stove again, unless 100% slipped your mind that day. And then right before you did, you paused and like, ooh, hold on, that's gonna be hot. Let me get a mitten. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, humanly, we're designed not to forget. Definitely if something hurt us, but I don't believe that we have to hold on to that burnt feeling though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just because I burn my hand doesn't mean I have to keep walking around with an ice pack on my hand, you know, to show that my hand is burned. And it's like, no, at some point I need to let it go and let this thing heal up. You know what I'm saying? So I can start using my hand again instead of treating it like it's burnt. Right. You know, and that's what I think a lot of people do with their hearts. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They get a broken heart one time and they hold it and put it in this freezer and they lock it up and they make it so, oh, nobody will ever hurt my heart again or whatever, because this one person hurt me 20 years ago. And it's like, you giving this person too much power. You letting this one action cause 20 years of pain. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he got hella return on his investment. Like I ain't never seen a return on investment that level. You know, like, and we let our emotions give them the most epic returns. You know, so it's like, in your situation, I would be like, yo, I understand, I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? What happened, but for me to have my power now, that's when the boundary comes in. Yes. You know, and there's nothing wrong with putting boundaries up. You know what I'm saying? I have relationships in my life. You know, I have cousins. You know, they show up when they want to show up. They ask for stuff. They'll never follow their word. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what, cousin? I understand you going through some hard shit. I'll forgive you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying for you still. I'm hoping for the best of you. But I'm not going over that boundary no more. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not giving you no more money. I don't care if it's only $15. Sorry. I gave you too much. I forgive you every time because you say you're going to pay me back. You didn't do what your word. So I forgive you for it. I let it go. I'm not going to hold a grudge on it. I'm not going to hate you. Yeah. You know, I'm still going to love you because you're my family. But I'm not going to follow that path again no more because I know where it's going to lead. Right. You know what I'm saying? All it's going to do is lead to me being aggravated and because I'm trying to help you, quote unquote. Yeah. You know, when it's actually hurting me.
And I just want to like perfectly said, I was just going to say, I feel there needs to be a separation between creating a boundary and then forgiveness. Yes. Because coming from and I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of this either from my past, but it's like, at some point you have to understand, you messed up so many times, and you have to understand they're not going to hold anything against you, but they're not going to let you in the same way as you did before. And that's it's not saying that they hate you. They
love you. Yeah, they appreciate you.
But part of that love is creating that boundary in the first place, so distance. They don't resent you. And, exactly. You know, they don't keep allowing you to slowly resent them because they're not doing what you wanted them to do because you couldn't hold up your word.
And I think that was a beautiful way to say it, the idea that, you know, I'm trying not to resent you. So for me not to resent you, I have to make this boundary. Yeah. Because if I don't make this boundary, I'm going to hate every time you call me. I'm going to hate every time I see your name. Every time you see your face, I'm going to cringe a little bit because I still have this hate in my heart because I didn't make that boundary. But if I make this boundary, I can let go of that resentment. You know what I'm saying? I can stop drinking that poison and get back to where I need to be, to when I see your face, I'm happy to see you. Yeah. You know, but I just know that when certain words come up or certain actions start, I know that, boundaries. Let me put my boundary back up, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going down the same path still, and I'm going to let you know that I'm not going down that path no more. You know what I'm saying? I forgive you, but I'm not a fool. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one thing that comes to play too. Like you said, forgive and forget. People forgive and 100% forget the issue, and it's like, no, you can't forget the issue because it happened. You know?
I feel like it kind of should be like a two-parter with that phrase. It's like forgive, but forget the pain, but don't forget the situation.
Yes. Yeah. And I agree with that, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, forget the pain, but don't forget what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Learn that lesson, though. And that's why I think a lot of people, we really need to truly learn the lesson.
Right.
So then now let's go lead to my next question is forgiveness versus revenge. And
interesting.
How do you feel about... Because, you know, I feel like, I don't know if you've ever played the game in high school, Open Chest.
No.
No? Okay, we used to play the game in high school called Open Chest, where if you walked around with your chest uncovered, somebody can come and just punch you in the chest and they say open chest. You can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
You know, but that game always made me think of like just revenge. Because just like on the football field too, you know, somebody hits you, you be like, okay, I'm looking for this guy now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and I can't wait till I get this window to hit him back, you know.
Yeah.
But I just want to talk about like how bad is revenge? Like what does revenge really do?
Just a quick side note. We had something like that, but way worse. It was called Cup Check.
Oh my God, yeah. No, they used to do that too, bro. I didn't play that game. Nope. Yeah. I didn't play that game. I'll turn my backpack around, let that bad boy hang.
Right.
Yeah, I was playing that game.
But to go back to that question, how bad is revenge?
Yes.
I mean, it's as bad as a cycle of you letting that same person keep doing the same thing to you over and over. It's just a negative, toxic cycle, in my opinion. Right. Because they did something to me, so now I'm gonna go revenge something to them. But like, how do you like a negative makes a positive within mathematics, not with human relationships,
right?
And like just the way you interact with the world. Because, I mean, they did something to you, you do something back to them, that's going to make them do something back to you, and then it's just a toxic back and forth to where both of you guys are going to be disintegrated by the end of the day.
And then look, pause on what you say real quick. Technically, a negative is an imaginary number. I mean... right? It's not a real number, is it a real number?
It's more so, like in terms of mathematics,
yes.
It's more so just the removal of something. So It's like, I mean... 5 plus -1 is going to be 4.
So I'm guessing, would you count a real number though? As a real number?
Yes.
Okay. Just curious. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because then, but it's just, I just feel like to kind of bring it back into tandem with forgiveness, it's like, okay, what if something negative happened, right, to you, but it came from a place of good intent, like they didn't mean to do it like that. But if you're gonna take it as negative and then take revenge on them, then it's like, oh well, now you're causing damage for unnecessary damage. Yeah. So like, let's say you thought your partner was cheating on you or something like that. So then it's like, oh yeah, no, fuck that. Since they do that, I'm gonna do that back to them. But they never did that.
Right.
And then come to find out, you have the proof now. And it's just like, oh, nothing happened.
Right.
So it's like, oh, how do you sit with that guilt? And now you're hurt. And now they're also hurt for something that was miscommunicated.
Misunderstanding.
Yeah. So why, like, I mean, statistically, why would you just take that chance to do revenge and rather than forgiveness and just moving on without the life, whether that shit did happen or not?
Right.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, the only way to heal anything is with love.
Right.
And forgiveness is that loving side rather than the
revenge side.
Indifference, revenge, hateful side, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I truly agree, bro. And I feel that, you know, how we were talking about, you know, you hold on to that poison. Revenge is drinking a whole bottle of poison, you know what I'm saying? And you're just stuck on it, you know, like, I hate to use this word, but like in a lot of movies and stuff, what they say when somebody's just on a killing spree, they're blood drunk. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can't get revenge drunk to the point where all you're doing is focusing on getting revenge, focusing on how can I get this person back, and you become consumed with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I have no idea what movie I was watching, but there was a movie like that where the dude was just so consumed on getting revenge that he missed everything. Like, family left, you know what I'm saying? This died, parents died, all this stuff. And then the sick part about it was by the time he got the chance to get his revenge, the person passed away. Yeah. So he couldn't even get his revenge, you know what I'm saying?
And then you're left stuck because you wasted all this time with this emotions, and it's like degrading your soul. Yeah. For nothing.
For nothing, no. Or shoot, real talk. I just hit me now, Batman. The first Dark Knight, the first Batman Begins movie. You know, he left. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, I want to get revenge on my parents. So he went and lived in the slums of the underworld so he can learn everything about the underworld to get revenge on his parents. And, you know, he got the gun so he can shoot the people at the wedding and stuff, because that's all he can be thinking about for the last. He quit college because he wanted revenge on this guy so bad, you know what I'm saying? And he quit his life, and he didn't really ever love anybody because he wanted revenge. And it took him until he finally faked his death as Batman to start to live a life, you know? And it's like, amazing character. I love the character, but the idea that his whole life was based on revenge, he never lived it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He never truly lived his life. You know, he never experienced the beautiful things of life.
He said that was Batman?
Yes.
And so, but like, I mean, look at it in like a general sense too, compared to the rest of the superheroes in the DC. Like, you would probably say Batman is probably the most hated superhero.
He's the darkest one.
He's the darkest one. He does objective good.
Good, but amazing.
The intention behind it is just rooted in so much like
revenge,
just darkness. Revenge, negative, darkness.
Yeah.
So
no, it's beautiful because like I said, let's keep on the Batman thing. Anytime you watch like a Justice League episode when they're saying, "Hey, let's go hang out and be friends and have fun," you know, what I'm saying, let's go watch a movie, let's get out of these costumes and go have dinner with each other one time. We're true teammates. Let's be teammates. Batman always says, "Nah, I got work to do. I can go visit Gotham. I can go kill somebody over here. Go stop the Penguin here." And it's like he's missing out on life. You know what I'm saying? Compared to, I hate to say it, the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? What happened at the very end of the movie? Let's go get shawarma. You ever heard shawarma? And they're just sitting there eating shawarma, and it's like, yeah, nothing epic happened, you know. But at the same time, they're experiencing something new. They're experiencing life still. They put down their vengeance and their hatred and all this stuff toward these people, and now we're enjoying it, you know. Yes, they had a great battle scene, all that stuff. Don't have a battle scene. You don't need the battle scene, but you get what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like revenge just consumes you so much, it makes you forget.
So, you know, kind of like a side topic of like an analog to that. I feel like, and this just came to me now, I feel like pettiness is the seed of revenge.
Yeah, like sleep is the cousin of death. I feel pettiness is a cousin of revenge.
Because it's like, well, I mean, that kind of hurt, but, you know, let me be, you know, some type of way just because they did that. But it's like, well, that's not really helping anybody's situation of just like, I guess getting like instant like gratification a little bit just because, oh, you did that, then I'm gonna do that.
Bump you back a little harder, yeah. And you know what though? And my thing is too, I don't think people understand pettiness is, you feel the pettiness energy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like the pettiness could have happened 4 hours ago, but you feel the pettiness energy right when you walk in. Like or the second whatever the pettiness effect happened back to you, you feel it. You know, like, somebody's being petty to me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's a clear energy, and that energy what happens when it comes across?
It messes up everything.
Messes up everything. You start to think a little different. Like, damn, what do I do to this person? You start to rethink stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's not needed. Sarcasm, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can be goofily sarcastic. I'm
in the right
pro
setting.
At that. Yeah, it's in the right setting. But there's times where your sarcastic and pettiness comes off so clear that it's like, it makes people like, shoot, you see it sometimes in movies. They be like, hold on, pause, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you guys hating each other? And then it turned out they slept with each other or something like that. And they be like, oh, okay, we feel the energy. But the pettiness energy is felt by everybody in the vicinity, not just the one person.
Right. And it just makes the whole experience within that moment just awkward. Sour.
Man, everything. It makes everything awkward, sour. You don't want to be around it no more. You know, and that's one thing I hate more than anything. Like, the being petty, I think the pettiness is like, it's not needed at all. You know what I'm saying? I hate when I'm petty, because when I'm petty, I feel I'm being petty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel it in my soul, and it's that vengeful soul. I just want to do something back that they're not going to see. And it's like, let me stop, because what is that going to do? At the long run, what is that really going to do?
And if you follow through with it, it's just like, I mean, if you have the self-awareness to understand like that, it had no point, then you just kind of feel shitty about it afterwards. And then it's just like, well, man, I just wasted so much time and energy just to be that little bit of petty.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Which, can I bring in another question?
Yes, please.
So with that being said, like, let's say you do something or you're a little petty and blah, 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 and you realize that wasn't the best thing. How do you feel about forgiveness for yourself?
Oh, see, that was about to lead into that.
Oh, perfect. Cool.
So, Ask the question again.
So like, how do you feel about like forgiving yourself? Because I feel in certain situations, well, for certain people, that's a very hard thing to do.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're so hard on yourself because you have so much expectation. So it's like, what do you think about that, and then how do you handle that for yourself?
Yeah, so I feel that honestly, the core of forgiveness starts with yourself, of course, as we talked about all day. But yeah, I feel you have to start off by forgiving yourself, because if you can't truly forgive and love yourself for who you are, how can you expect to forgive anybody else for who they are? No. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that, I have to forgive myself constantly, daily, all the time. Like, sure, I had to forgive myself this morning for not washing the dishes because I had to go grab food because I didn't feel like cooking. Right. I didn't feel like washing dishes and cooking. But then at the same time, it's like, you know what, I'm human. And that's one thing I have to just constantly say to myself. Like, it is okay to be human. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to mess up, you know what I'm saying, to not reach the expectations I thought I was going to reach, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a friend the other day. She wanted to get a position somewhere, and she felt dumb for applying. You know what I'm saying? She felt dumb for applying twice for the position. Yeah. And she didn't get the second time, and it was kind of like, I understand, you upset you didn't get it, but you can't be mad at yourself for taking action and trying something new and stepping out of your box. Exactly. And because it didn't work out, you're mad that you even took the step. And it's like, no, don't beat yourself up for unforeseen circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Don't beat yourself up for trying something new and failing. At least you tried. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And you have that experience to like try again for something else. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have the experience. You have clarity now. Like a lot of stuff actually came with it. And I think that if people can start to truly forgive themselves and sit back and be like, you know what, I'm human. It happens. I made a mistake. The clarity will start to come of, you know what, and maybe whoop whoop, or you know what, I can possibly try this. Like, shoot, me personal story, I've been applying for trivia host jobs, you know what I'm saying, so I can be trivia host. One of the jobs, I was upset because they didn't call me back or whatever. I didn't get an email back, and I was like upset at myself. Like, man, I should have wore a full shirt and tie for that interview. I did not just call a shirt. I lowballed the interview, unlike I usually would. Yeah. Usually I'll wear a shirt and full tie to the interview. So then the next interview I had, I wore a shirt and tie because I'm not gonna feel this feeling again. I at least want to know I was fully presentable
and did the best you could.
And did the best I could. Not, damn, I left something out. Right. But ironically, the first job that I thought I blew called me back recently and came back, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I felt that the moment I truly let it go and forgot about it and then kept moving on and got me my other job, whatever, with the kids and stuff, is when the vibe came back to, okay, let's get him back to what he needs to be now. Let's get back to what he wants, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then it came back around for me, But I felt if I would have stayed in this petty mindset of, I can't be a trivia host, I can't be a speaker, I can't do this, that, and
beat yourself up, yeah.
The energy would have stayed beat up, you know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't open up nothing, Right. So that's why I think truly forgiving yourself is releasing your energy and opening back up to start getting what you need to come back in, Right. But what about you though, bro? What is forgiving yourself in your eyes?
I think it just comes back to like the basis of the statement, every L is a lesson. And just not try to take it too hard. And I could say for myself that, forgiving me is incredibly difficult because I just do my best to be the best I can. And when I fail, it's just like, what could I have done? But I could ask the same question is, what more could you have done if you're doing the best you could and you didn't have all the information you had before? Right. So let's just plan to do it better next time, Right. Example-wise, it's, with this recent burnout, right? I feel like I just had too much stuff on my plate, and I felt bad for myself because, I feel like I should be able to do all this shit and be on top of it and blah, blah, blah. But, it's okay to be human, and I have a limited supply of energy that I can use per day, and it's always going to be different. So it's like, if I can't do it today, if I don't have the energy for it, or, I wanted to do this instead of that. It's okay. Just do that and just find another time to do it. Like, I have time in this world. I have the abilities to do so when I'm ready to. So, you know, just be graceful.
Right.
Be graceful with me, because otherwise, what am I doing to myself? I'm just digging myself a hole.
Right, and that's all it really is. You're digging yourself a grave, you know what I'm saying? You burning yourself out. You're literally beating yourself up. Like, you might as well just take your fist and keep punching yourself in the face. Because you're not forgiving yourself as literally just kicking your own ass. Like, that's the sad part about it. And, you know, and I think that comes with, too, are you telling yourself the truth? You know what I'm saying? Because you being mad that I didn't give my job, oh, I gave my all. Well, are you telling yourself you gave your all, or did you truly give your all?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a big difference, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that brings the clarity of, you have to really look at yourself, you know what I'm saying? Truly take that step back and truly look inside who you are.
And it's okay to not like what you're doing. Like, in the case of that, right? It's okay to just not like what you're doing, but don't give the false facade that, like, you're doing your best when you aren't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And don't give that false facade, because you giving that false facade, you're lying to yourself now. Yeah. And all that's going to do is, what happens when you know somebody's lying to you? You're mad. Well, it's even worse when you're lying to yourself. It's the same thing. Like, if you know you're lying to yourself, you have to truly accept the lie. Or you have to, either you truly accept the lie and you live the lie, or you truly come to the truth of it and move on from there. You know what I'm saying? And the truth will set you free, you know? So, stop beating yourself up. And it kind of led me to this quote that I read today is, man cannot make himself without suffering. He is both the marble and the sculpture. And it's like, you know, you have to, you're sculpting yourself through yourself. You know what I'm saying? You are the sculpture and the marble, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't keep getting mad about you messing up a chisel somewhere that you messed up on yourself. You can reshape it. You can redo it. You know what I'm saying? You might not even need that chunk. You know what I'm saying? It might be something you need to chop off immediately or chisel off, where the word is properly.
Right.
But, so I think that's one thing that we truly need to do is just forgive ourselves, man, because... because me personally, I'm one to get mad at myself for letting somebody else down.
Yeah.
And then usually, though, I'm beating myself up when the person's not even mad or upset. I'm late, you know what I'm saying? I'm late, and I'm beating my bad, yo, I'm late, man, I'm mad, I'm stupid, whatever. And they're like, calm down, you tripping. Yeah. There's no reason to be mad or beat yourself up. We not tripping. We just happy you here. No. And I feel like, you know, it takes me a minute, but once I finally hit with that realization, like, they're not tripping, that's when it comes to, like, why am I tripping then? If they're not tripping, why am I tripping? This is their event. I'm just here to be here. You know? And I think once that starts to happen, it's like, everything lightened up, the whole mood turns right again, you know?
It's like kind of just going based off of that in terms of like how I offer forgiveness for others and stuff like that. Like, first, I don't set high expectations. Not like I'm not wishing for them to do well.
Drop them expectations, bro.
Yeah, it's like I'm a punctual person. I do my best to be punctual. Sometimes I'm a little bit late or whatever, but like there are some people that are not as punctual
at all.
But like when they come late, I'm like, okay, for sure. Like, I'm not tripping about it. Like, you got here. Yeah. You know, I mean, unless it was like something time sensitive, but even then it is what it is. Yeah. It's like, what am I going to do? Like, is my anger going to make them go back in time and come here on time? Yeah, no. So it's like, I may be irritated for a little bit, but I'm not holding it against them, and I'm not going to let it sour the relationship, you know what I mean?
No, and that's real, bro. Like how you said, something's time sensitive, and I'll be like, well, I literally tell myself, damn, they're missing the experience. Yeah. It sucks you missed the experience, but if you got on time, you know, and that's when you take the responsibility off yourself. Why am I so mad about this, you know? Right. So that's one thing real. So one of my last questions for the evening then, is there anything truly unforgivable?
Yeah. So let me share in another point of view on forgiveness, which I thought was interesting. I asked one of my friends. She said forgiveness for her is, what the fuck did she say? Hold on. Intermission. I found it. Okay. So she said forgiveness means building up trust again based on those past things, which is interesting because it's like it's not necessarily the same ideology of not holding something over somebody else's head,
right?
But just building up that trust again.
No, right, and I feel that trust is something that can always be rebuilt. You know what I'm saying? As long as you try to work on it,
right?
And I think that that's a beautiful quote. Honestly, that's beautiful because a lot of people don't try to rebuild the trust. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it comes into, I got to put the boundary up now, because if I forgive you, but I don't see your actions are changed or nothing about you is changing, we can't rebuild this trust, or we can't really build it back to what it was.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to put the boundaries in right now to hold it at to where it is. But maybe you can start showing me different actions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but is that necessarily something that's unforgivable? I mean, to her standard, yes, because if you can't build the trust up again, then it's not really forgiven. But let's take it back to what we were saying before. What about that sense? Like, do you, I can't really think of anything at the moment, but can you think of something that's like unforgivable?
I mean, okay, let's just go to the most extreme then. Somebody killed somebody in your family. You know what I'm saying? Is that unforgivable? Like, can we count that as unforgivable? And it's like, unfortunately, I've never been in that situation, so I can't tell you. But like, just from some of the stuff I hear, it seems like it always starts off as unforgivable. You know what I'm saying? It starts off as something I can never let go. I can never do whatever. But then for all the stories you hear, you always hear at some point the killer is low-key introduced to the person's family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they, they'll hug and cry because the killer feels bad for what happened, and the person's family is remorse. You know what I'm saying? That at the end of the day, this person had to change a heart, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or at the end of the day, they let it go to the point that they can look this person in the face. You know what I'm saying? And you never forget the thought. You always know what that person did, but the idea that you moved on from it,
So do you think that's dependent on their change of heart?
I think it goes based off of, that's interesting.
Right.
I think it goes based off of your change of heart first. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's my heart that's going to feel the pain. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to think about freaking A. I had a perfect example in my head just now too. But Avatar. Okay, so you remember the scene when Katara is about to go kill the dude that killed her mother, right?
Yeah.
And it was like she had him. She blood bent the hell out of dude. Dude was bowing down.
The water was coming.
He was in tears, but then she got hit of the real story of shit. He was a commander doing his job, and you know what I'm saying? He didn't, intentionally go out there just looking for his mom just to kill. He was just doing what he had to do to get paid and eat and feed his family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I'm sure it took everything in her blood to forgive him, literally. But at the end of the day, it was like, it's over time, I feel anything can be forgiven.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it literally just takes time to really just let the wounds heal. Time heal all wounds.
And then at that point, I feel like another analog for a definition of forgiveness is letting the pain go.
Yeah.
Like it's not even necessarily like you have to like the person or anything anymore or be cordial. It's just you don't have to, letting the pain go.
None of that matters, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to like the person. I don't have to talk to this person every day. I don't have to become best friends with them now. Yeah. It's literally just, and I think that's like the core forgiveness in my heart. Letting the pain go and releasing that power that this person put over you,
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I feel personally. I'd never want anybody to have that much power to truly, for them to be able to say, I hurt this man's feelings so bad that he quit podcasting, or I embarrassed this dude so bad I made him quit his job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have nobody. I don't want nobody to have that power over me to say that I did this to this person so bad that it made him do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody will ever have that honor in my life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my child one day at some point, but that ain't gonna be on that level. It's gonna be more of, I'm a softie. Right. But yeah, so, and with that going, I actually want to lead to some quotes I want to hear your thoughts about. So the first quote on forgiveness is, forgiveness is your willingness to bear the consequences of someone else's actions. And I kind of think that's low-key on point,
That's an interesting point of view for sure.
It's interesting, right? Because the idea that, your actions hurt me in a certain way, but for me to be able to bear the consequence of what happened to him, And yes, this person made me look stupid. Now everybody thinks I'm dumb, but I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know whatever, and I can bear this. I can hold this. Me, So, but how do you feel about that quote?
I feel like that's one of the, like, depending on the consequence or depending on the action that led to those consequences, I feel like that's one of the more difficult routes of forgiveness for sure. But I mean, it still can be done. I think it should still be done.
Right.
And I mean, as of right now, and I mean, I guess in the past too, but like I always feel like I'm a martyr in a sense. I would be willing to take on all of the pain in the world as long as they're
happy and stuff.
They're happy, yeah. If there was a void if there was a void or something and it's eating up everything and everybody's scared, and the only way to fucking save everybody is for somebody to sacrifice their life and jump in, I'll probably do it.
Right.
I'll probably jump down, look back, and like give a thumbs up, like, yo, I got y'all. Like, I mean, maybe y'all caused the shit and that's just fucked up, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm willing to
take responsibility and fix it.
Yeah, because if you aren't taking the responsibility, then somebody has to, and even though it was probably geared towards me, I'm still willing to take it as long as it comes to a benefit of everybody else,
Yeah,
benefit of everybody else and myself, I guess.
Yeah. Or like you said, I'm doing something for the greater good, and I feel like that runs with work low key, like somebody didn't finish the project, so now I got to finish their project. Yeah, I'm upset, but once the project's done, it's like, oh, I ain't tripping. It's over with now.
Right.
The main thing was do what we had to do for the greater good. So yes, I love that line. And then my next quote for you is forgiveness is giving up the desire to hurt someone who hurts you.
And that's where the idea of not taking revenge comes in, because it's just unnecessary. It's like it's like, okay, if somebody came and murdered your family, let's take it back to that, right? And then it's like, okay, we can all agree that murder sucks and it's bad, but if I'm going to take revenge and take it back out on them, I'm still committing murder.
Or quote unquote the word justice.
Justice, yeah. And that's toxic manipulation. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree, bro. And I think that goes back to, that's gang violence in its fullest, you know what I'm saying? Like, if how the gang violence work. You kill my homie, I'm gonna kill your homie. You gonna kill my other homie, I'm gonna kill your other homie. We gonna keep going back and forth.
It's that toxic cycle
It's that toxic cycle, and it's like, what if at some point somebody was like, you know what, man? Nah, we ain't gonna retaliate, bro. We gonna have to forgive them and move on and keep doing good for our community, because that's what really matters.
And, doing forgiveness basically gives you that power. That's real power.
That's real power.
Not keep subduing into this toxic way of life and making a change for the betterment of everybody, even though both sides are hurt.
Exactly. And I think that leads to, kind of what we talked about before we even started the episode, leading by example. John Maxwell says the best, take the high road, because I feel that forgiveness is taking the high road. You stepping above all that crap, and the low road, getting revenge. The middle road, being petty, doing exactly what they get to you. The high road, forgiving them, moving on, be on to the best level,
Right.
Because, damn, I just literally had a perfect example in my mind. It slipped. Damn, it slipped. It hella slipped. But, I think the main thing that we truly need to do is just take the high road and just be the bigger person. Oh, because what I was about to say is when you take that high road, people see what you're doing.
Yes.
And real talk, right? How confusing. Have you ever been in a situation where you expect the revenge, you expect the hit back, you expect whatever to come back, and it doesn't come?
Yeah.
And it low-key puts you in a state of semi-paranoia, because you're expecting revenge and it doesn't come, and then you start questioning a lot of things, and then you be like, I think the final thought I used to always have is like, damn, that person's a bigger person than me. You know what I'm saying? Because that person didn't try to come and get me back, or didn't try to strike me back, or, he just turned the other cheek, as they would say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that right there just shows true character. The idea of, no, I'm not going to come back and try to get you the way you got me. And usually that makes somebody come and have a change of heart as well. Because, like, damn, man, I thought you were gonna come back and get me, but you didn't. And you know what? I just want to apologize for it in the first place. Yeah. You know, and that's why I feel peace happens. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's kind of similar to that, and because I expected like just a negative reaction because of what happened. I was about to head to the gym with Gerald, and he was dropping something off his car. So I parked in the garage, and I was gonna back out so I could meet him at his car, but I forgot Mom's car was in the driveway. So when I was turning early, and next thing I know, my front bumper hits the side of her car and it goes for a little bit. I'm just like, yo, I'm like, fuck, bet, yeah. Bro. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I was like, you know what? After I like vented out those like
I can't believe what the hell I just did.
Yeah, those emotions. I called her. I'm like, yo, I am so like sorry, my bad. Like blah blah blah. And she's like, it's okay. Like it is what it is. Like we'll be home in a bit. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, like seeing that character growth from my mom, because usually she would pop off on something, but she didn't, and that gave me like that crazy amount of pieces. Just like, oh wow. Thank God, thank you for forgiving me. Thank God for forgiving me in that sense. And it's like, okay, like I am willing to do everything to make it right in whatever sense. Right. But thank you for having some grace with me on that. And that just, I feel like that just strengthens that relationship and like the inner, helping you forgive yourself at that. Right. Because if they're forgiving you for that and you did that to them, then why keep beating yourself up for something you did to somebody else? Like, forgive yourself because it was an honest mistake.
Yeah, no, bro. And I fully agree with that, bro, because that's how I feel with, remember the whole Christmas situation with me and Tiara. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had everything. Like, she came and stormed up on me, and then I ran out the house, like, F y'all, and I'm gone. And, originally it was like, I need to call my dad and apologize for what happened or whatever. But then when I called him, he was like, yeah, what did happen? Like, he don't remember what really happened because he was low-key a little tipsy, and it didn't really hit him like that. And he was, oh, okay, well, yeah, no, you good. And it was like, oh, wow, I thought he was going to be more mad than that. Yeah. Okay, all right, let me call my sister. She probably upset and hate my guts for what I did to her and whatnot. And I'll go over there and, she runs and gives me a hug, and she apologizing first. And it was like, oh, that didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to turn out. Yeah. I thought her husband was going to be mad or something. No, nothing turned out. You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, it felt good to know that I'm that forgiven, that I'm that loved, that I know that this one little action is not going to change the effect of anything that happened in the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just really carry us on, compared to, I also have other sides where it's like, it's things that with clear misunderstandings, and if apologies would have happened or forgiveness would have happened, we could have been a long farther, but because the forgiveness never happened, we're 2-3 years in and it's still drama. Right. That's unnecessary and unpleasant, and it's stopping the growth and unfortunately separating lives, you know what I'm saying? Right. And it's like things like that it's like, man, if people can just, like as a quote said, not try to get revenge on the person, not trying to hurt somebody that hurt me back, and just truly accept the forgiveness aspect of it and just say, man, I love you for who you are and I respect it. Yes, we can do some boundaries. We can go stuff to work on. We got to rebuild trust, but let's work on it. You know what I'm saying? I feel the world would be so much brighter, bro. It would. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a wonderful, wonderful place, man. So, any quotes you have to end this episode with, bro?
I think that's it for me.
That's it for you? Yeah. And then, so actually I did pull up a quote right here, and it kind of just said what I just said. I gave y'all 3 quotes, but here go another one. Forgiveness is a strange thing. It can sometimes be easier to forgive our enemies than our friends. It can be hardest of all to forgive our loved ones, but we all need forgiveness. Fred Rogers.
100% agree.
And I fully agree with that too. It's always more easy to forgive somebody farther away from us. Somebody that's not close to us, somebody that's not close to our heart, because at the same time, low-key is heartbreaking. But in order to fix our heart, we have to start with that forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? In order to clean up any wound, in order to fix any wound, you gotta start by getting the bacteria out. You know what I'm saying? Before you can fix a cut, you gotta get the splints out. Like, whatever it is, you have to get a negative out first. So let's start off with getting that forgiveness going, and then we can start the healing process. So that's what I believe about forgiveness. Anything about you, bro? Still swimming to your forgiveness life?
Honestly, just working on forgiveness from my past relationship and stuff like that, and just dealing with that, and then also forgiving myself for some of the slip-ups that, like, you know, happened way before, like all of that, and even current, like, or even recent, like, mistakes and things like that, and just, like, hey, like you said, I'm human.
Right.
I'm doing the best I can, and I'm gonna try to make sure that I'm gonna do my best to make sure that doesn't happen again, or a similar situation within a similar situation.
Right.
But it's okay, and I just pray to God that He can guide me through that, and rely more on Him because He's the ultimate forgiver. Right.
Exactly. Amen to that one.
So
yeah, and then on my end, it's just really focused on that self-forgiving. You know what I'm saying? That self-love, the not beating myself up for something I didn't do or didn't accomplish, or something I did wrong or wasted, or whatever the mindset would be. My mindset is just like truly, just like you said, forgiving myself for my past and, current stuff, and just really just learn to truly just love myself where I am, and just know that, I'm a new person. Every day I wake up a new person. Like you said, every day is new energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a new energy. So it's like, I can't just keep holding stuff over my head, definitely my own things over my head. So, just learn to forgive myself and love myself for who I am. And, the more I forgive myself, the more I like myself, because then I feel I truly learn who I am, So, yes. Everybody out there listening today, I hope you guys learned something today. Hope you guys can learn to forgive. If there's somebody out there that you feel you need to forgive them, Even if you don't feel like they're going to accept their forgiveness, just let them know that you forgive them, Send that, I'm sorry, I apologize. Do it with integrity. Do it with sincerity, Keep it real.
Including yourself.
Including yourself, exactly. For sure yourself. Look in your mirror right now and tell, I forgive myself for this, that, and the third, whatever it may be. You know what it is. Just let it go. Forgive yourself. Love yourself where you are. And I promise you it'll make your journey a lot easier, Because you can't keep swimming if you hold on to all this weight.
Yeah.
So, yes. With all that being said, any questions, comments, concerns, please send it to jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And quick shout out to Adam from Adam Mentors. Make sure you check him out. Make sure you get your chakra reading, your human design, or any other type of readings he has. He has so much to offer. Please check your boy out. And also, we are also about to start doing a question of the day for us and our guests. So please send over all your questions, things that you want to ask, and no matter how random it could be, no matter how deep it could be, just send over the question. We would love to ask it on the podcast. We'll make sure we shout you out if you send it over. So yes, I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. You already know, hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or on Gmail at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. Hope you guys had a wonderful day, a blissful afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember, just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Yes.